about the game. 20 years later, know my name. King crown me lounge in the back of the spot. Pay homage to a under.
It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we've got the Vikings reigning league MVP. He's coming off a nice week throwing the ball. 4 touchdown throws. It's the Vikings and the Bills. And it's coming up next on EA Sports.
From the home of the Bills since 1973, we are at Highmark Stadium, just south of downtown Buffalo. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Minnesota Vikings and the Buffalo Bills. Hello, everybody, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. And Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
Underway in Buffalo. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
And I think if you're handing out hardware through 2 weeks of the season, he might be your MVP. Already 7 touchdown passes in just 2 games. As we do know, though, in real life, they don't hand you out anything this early. A lot of games left to get through between now and the playoffs.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. That's a start they can live with. 15 yards on their first play from scrimmage. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
Back to Nwangu again on first down. And some room to maneuver. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 18 more yards there and another first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. And right side, they're going to go option here. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
Here we go, here we go.
Nwangu going to get it on the counter. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Nwangu. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
But when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play.
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense. The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. Geno now to throw. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Noah Fant, his second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings have taken the early lead on the road here in Buffalo. Their first passing touchdown of the ball game, and they go to the big tight end in those sure hands, and he provides the score.
Certainly looked like they were focused on taking away other weapons, and he certainly made them regret that because he found the soft spot, ended up taking it to the end zone. Nice throw, too, to complete the play.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. They will be led out by the former quarterback of the Vikings. Drafted him back in 2014, and now he goes against him. It's Teddy Bridgewater. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Steps away to his left. And he'll just get rid of it. Charles already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
Usually we see ones like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy set the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
A first down throw for Bridgewater. Rush coming, and he's taken down. It was the linebacker, Shaquille Leonard, who applied the heat. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on it before he got the quarterback on the ground.
After the sack on first down, Bridgewater. Pass delivered successfully to Knox on the out route. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On third down, Bridgewater. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive, then you get a big sack there on third down, and you make the home crowd go, shh.
There is a hush indeed. So on fourth down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got him the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. Well, This defense for the Bills, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. They'll get this to Nwangu. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Check.
They'll run with Nwangu. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. The Vikings sit 2-0 here to begin the season. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
2nd and 5 now. Smith. And that's going to be caught downfield by Fan. Touchdown, Vikings! Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And it's good to make it 14-0. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's Noah Fant who caps things off with the touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. So here come the Bills out for their second drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Bridgewater. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Bridgewater, he'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. It'll be a gain of 5, and now it's 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. 3rd and short yardage, Bridgewater. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
Here's Mitch Wishnowsky now. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. Up to the 20.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
Here's Nwangu, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. They did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
He's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. A big play there for Minnesota. 58 yards. Now it's Nwangu. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 63 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. Another run now for Nwangu. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that.
That was a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
3 tight ends up front here, 3rd and goal. Up the middle, Nwangu. 4 yards, that gets him close to the goal line, but it also brings up a 4th and goal. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. They'll sneak it with Smith. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Geno Smith in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings would extend their lead here just before halftime. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game, and no signs of slowing down.
So, time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports. And we will skip the highlight show this week, get right back to this Week 3 matchup. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A three-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no three-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. To throw, Bridgewater. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
To throw again on second down. Bridgewater. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Mecole Hardman, 57 yards. And the Bills get a bit closer. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Graham Gano on for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it ends in a Buffalo touchdown. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. So here are the Vikings to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10.
Ready, set.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Smith keeps it on the sneak. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first.
Okay, I'll admit it. I'm a little surprised by that call. 2nd and inches. It did what it was intended, but it felt like it was a free play waiting to happen. I thought they might take a shot.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
And there's the pickup you want on 1st down. All offenses say, you get me 4 on 1st down, we'll take it. How about if you get 5? They'll really be happy.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And some room to work. It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. 89 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 44-yard line. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
They'll try the air now with Smith. That is taken in by the tight end Fant. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 22-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. On the quick handoff, it's Juszczyk. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Let's go now.
8 yards to go on 2nd down. From the gun, he'll hand this off. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for first.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after him.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year, his 5th overall. And the Vikings are closing in on a 3rd straight put-away drive, and that right there seemed like the definition of a put-away drive.
Yeah, it certainly just pops right up out of the book, doesn't it? Because up 2 scores already, just wanted to possess the football, keep converting and picking up first downs. And if the drive ends in 3 points, that's terrific. If it ends in a touchdown, fantastic.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Bills ready to take over. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Bridgewater on first down. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the Bridgewater. He finds him again, Saquon Barkley. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out the backfield any way they can. And that time, they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets hit.
And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors that they have to look at to try and help out. But you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on 3rd down, and he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a first down.
Broke the 1 tackle, but couldn't spring himself free. Again, it's Johnson. And he is going to have the Bills first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. So this offense able to convert on fourth. And now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10. Play fake. Bridgewater. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
He dumps it off to Barkley. Flashes another juke. 20. 5. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Saquon Barkley. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bills have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Gano the extra point, and that cuts the lead to 28-14. So that drive in total 8 plays. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's got a first down as he's going to be taken down. But a very nice pickup there just in front of the 2-minute warning. 129 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now Justin Tucker's out to try the field goal. This to make it a 3-score game late. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game. This one now not over yet, Charles. You've got a sliver of hope on that other sideline.
Certainly do, because that would have made it a 3-score game, and that probably would have been curtains at that point. But now if they get down the field quickly and somehow get the ball back one more time, we may have a different ball game.
So the Bills now down by 2 touchdowns. At time, a huge factor. Their perfect start to the season in serious peril as they come up on 1st and 10. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. From the 45 on 2nd down, Bridgewater. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. Counting down toward a minute to go in this football game. Bridgewater's throw here taken in by Knox. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. He's going to air one out. And this is caught inside the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They go play action. Bridgewater. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a 1st down. But Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
But the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
So now after the face mask penalty, here's 1st and goal. Bridgewater to throw it. And this is caught. So it's a late touchdown, but maybe too late. Still a little time left on the clock, however. Extra point try good by Godot. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least one play. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. So no shortage of offense in this game, but a very clean game too, Charles. Each side got its points, but they did so without committing